So we all know a lot about BMWs and some of their weird and wacky little cars, including one that even has its own Twitter page. And today we're looking at the BMW M8 Competition Coupe with 617 brake horsepower, 553 foot-pounds of torque, and it weighs a whopping 4,300 pounds. This thing is essentially a warehouse. So starting off, we have a few manufacturer colours. We've got this one, 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 and finally this one. It looks actually pretty nice in a very nice sort of ice white, so we're going to go with that. Saving content, also known as the process that takes 1 billion years. Alright, so here we are now with an upgrade shop, so we're just going to very quickly take a listen to this thing stock. Not too bad. Now let's go over to conversion and see what do we have. We have some engine swaps available. We have two different engines. We've got a 5.2 litre V10 and we also have a racing 3 litre. For those of you that are wondering, that is our modified 2JZ. We'll come back to that one in just a little bit. Now it seems like we've got a lot of different aero things to do with this car. So we've got, we actually have a full kit of customization for this. Okay, that is the tiniest swing I've ever seen in my life. Wow, okay. And for the back bumper, we of course have a little different back bumper, I should say. And we have the AC, I don't know how to say this without offending anybody. Germany, I'm so sorry. The AC Schnitzer body kit for this car, which is actually really kind of cool looking. We are going to go and throw that on later, but for now we're just going to take this to the top of A class, which shouldn't be too difficult to do because it starts at A791, and we're going to go take it racing. Okay, so away we go. This thing is now A800 with 630 something brake horsepower on the stock engine. All I've had to do is just change an exhaust, and we're going to go and see if we can get this thing to do a little better than the F8 did, F8 Tributo did. Nope, we still can't get that corner right. One of these days I will get that corner right, and it will be on video, I'm sure of it. But in the meantime, let's see what we can do. We've got a lot of cars to overtake and a very short space of time to do that in, because as we all know, this is actually a very short race. So up to the edge of this corner here, a lot of them tend to brake on here, so we should... Never mind. Right, up to this corner here, can we get on the brakes early? No. You can kind of clonk a Jaguar into the wall. But let's see, that Jaguar is fighting back. Can we try and take a first in this thing? Who knows? But we'll try, and we'll see how well we do. Because this thing is actually all-wheel drive, which is kind of interesting. Let's see if it can also live up to the competition part of its name. Because we're getting close, that's all. That was maybe a bit too close. Let's see, there's a car ahead of us, there's another BMW, so we're just going to go and squeeze by. Excuse me very much. And we're going to go and... I said we're going to go and squeeze by the... Can you stop going on your brakes? And away we go. There we go. Oh, this is going to hurt. That's a wall. It's fine. We'll just call it a drift tap. Even the game agrees. Right. Let's see if we can try and keep this first to the end of the race, shall we? Alright, so 97%. There's cars really close. Can we get it across the line? We do! We get across the line in a very sort of, I'd say, well-earned first place. Right. Let's see what it would do in drag racing. And for those of you wondering what the inside of it looks like, well, it is a case of buttons, dials, and screens absolutely everywhere, including the thing that tells you what gear you're in, the speed, and also a G-force meter, I think that is. So now we're going drag racing. It means we need a new engine, so racing 3 litre it is. We can also drivetrain swap this thing to rear wheel drive, but we're going to do that a little bit later. First we need to go and get our drag tyres and everything set up, and then go and floor it, and hopefully see if this thing does about 200. Okay, so here we are now at the edge of the drag strip with our modified, upgraded, twin-turboed, single-turboed, quad-turbo, quad everything to BMW. That's way too many words. But let's go ahead and see what this thing can do. It has a wonderful launch off the start. So let's see. This thing has 8 gears, by the way. Why it needs 8, I will never know. But what do we get? 194. Honestly, for how many gears this thing has, I would have expected a little better. But okay. Maybe somebody that has the tuning knowledge can make this thing into something interesting, I hope. But in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and throw on some road tyres, and maybe that body kit as well, and go and see what this thing does for its top speed. And now we go for a bit of a top speed run. Caution, this bit will contain flashing images, as it's decided it wants to turn tonight while I'm trying to do this. So let's go see what top speed this thing will hit. Okay, so we've just hit 253, and now we're getting to the edge of where that little downhill section is, which is everybody's favourite, I'm sure. I hope. And we're going to go and find out just what speed this thing can do down here. So approaching 261 right here, 262, and that's before we've even hit the downhill. 264 going through the camera, 266, 267, 268, 269, nice. Do we hit 270? No, we do not. The most we got out of this was 269 miles an hour, which is actually really quick, despite the fact that this thing with weight reduction weighs 3,400 pounds. This thing can really motor, it's fantastic. And now, we've got to go find out if it can drift. Okay, so now we have everything set up to go and drift this thing, and body kit included. So let's go ahead and send it into the drift zone for attempt one of many. We went a little too sideways on there, but we did manage to get to recover it a little bit. Can we get to 30k? We can do better than that, we can do 35,000, not too bad at all. Now let's see, we'll go and turn this thing around for round number 2, and just before we do that, if you want to get one of these for yourself, it is on the car pass. So if you're a car pass holder, you can go ahead and get one of these right now, until the end of, well, forever really. So let's go ahead and throw this thing in for attempt number 2. Can we beat 35,000? That's the question. I don't think so, but I know we're going to get close. Never mind, there was a spin at the end. That was 38,000, and I believe 38,600? That is really, really good actually. I'm impressed by this thing. Let's be fair, the racing 3-litre plus a little bit of knowing how to set one up does sort of make this thing handle really, really nicely actually. I'm surprised. I thought it was going to be one of these where I get a video and then just sell the car after the video. This happened before, but actually I think this thing might stick around in my garage. So yeah, I'm actually really kind of impressed by this thing. It is honestly a fantastic Beamer. I never thought I'd really say that. Well, to be fair, I do have one other drift car, and that is also a BMW, being a 2003 M5. But honestly, this is a really, really cool car, I'll give it that. And if you want to go and get one of these, my advice is go and get one, honestly. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video, so thank you very much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed. If you're new here, feel free to go ahead and subscribe, because please. And also feel free to go ahead and leave a like if you've enjoyed. And also, share the video. I forgot what I was going to say, but please feel free to go ahead and share the video if you know somebody that happens to like a BMW M8 or want to know more about it before they go and get it in this game for themselves. And if you want to, feel free to go ahead and leave a comment. I love to read them and try to reply to as many as I possibly can. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. And for me and this, honestly, fantastic Beamer here. Once again, I never thought I'd say that about this car. But thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Tech out. Okay, now what if I take it off this jump?